steps you think can be taken to internationalise Queens, and how you think the union can provide the support to do that. I was talking to Sam Tal, who's the current VP for Equality, and she was saying that Queens wants to get into the Global 100 for internationalising universities. So, I mean, any of you can contribute on this. Go ahead.
You mean encouraging international students to come here?
Yeah.
I think that's very important in terms of diversity. 2% of the Queen's student population are current international students. That works out at about 400, 500 students. I think to continue to support the current International Welcome Programme is going to be very, very important in this. I was a volunteer going to help pick up international students from the airport, and I think that was a really valuable thing to do, making sure that they had a person there to meet them and bring them back and help integrate them. That was really important. Something I would like to focus on with regard to international students is international students currently get, I think, 20 minutes extra time to do their exams, and I would be really interested to see whether this was enough or whether this was too much. Obviously, when you're doing an exam in different language, I don't think I could do extra 20 minutes. That wouldn't be enough for me. But obviously, international students have greater language abilities, it seems. I think continuing to support the International Welcome Programme is really important.
I think one issue that needs to be brought up here is, I know the Welcome Week that took place last year, organised by Sam Tam, were great, but one thing I found was that the International Freshers Bazaar was separate to the Freshers Bazaar, and I questioned this because I thought this is really alienating international students from actually integrating fully into our society as a whole, and that's one point I'd really like to push in my campaign. I think that it's quite hard, unless you're actively involved in things. Do all students actually know that we can go and help pick up students from the airport? Because I certainly would have loved to do it last year, and I am quite active, I know, around the union, and it wasn't put out there enough, in my opinion. I think that with regards to their integration, the Freshers Bazaar needs to have an international dimension. They should not be on different days. Also, fees. International students pay extortionate fees, and this also often means that it's only international students from privileged backgrounds which can go. The fees are so high on the agenda at the minute that it's essential, and I will not allow the fees that international students pay to fade into the background. We need to address that the international students have a different fee system, and we need to hear their grievances. We cannot let them go unnoticed. Also, I know that the Into Centre does great work, and actually it's a it starts before they go into their degree programme. It's an access into Queen's, and I think that's absolutely brilliant, and I want to work with the Into Centre in order to help all students integrate with regards to what they need.
Looking at Queen's to be an appealing option for them. I do think that in order for any issues to be addressed, there should be like a leaving interview, so that whenever people are going, if they come into the Students' Union, whenever they're leaving university, if they are an international student or even if they're just an Erasmus student, to come and speak directly to the sabbatical officers and tell them, did you enjoy yourself? Why didn't you? What were the problems? Because I do think there is a culture of otherness in Queen's, and I do think that seriously needs.
They should both have Freshers Bazaars, but I think whenever the international students are going to the normal Freshers Bazaar, they should have a body with them that takes them around and explains them and highlights stalls that might be of interest to them, because I know going into the Freshers Bazaar it can seem a bit hectic at times. I think there's over 60 clubs and societies involved this year, so it's actually insane trying to find your way around, even with them. In terms of clubs and societies at that, I think perhaps that should play a big role in factoring into someone's decision to come to Queen's, because I think the clubs and societies that do relate to international students should be highlighted, and it should be highlighted that diversity days do take place within the union. I think perhaps that's one of the best ways to welcome students here, is to increase the number of diversity days and increase the involvement of resident students here, so that there's actually active integration rather than promoting integration, actually active integration into the international students and the resident students.
Just to pick up on that point there, I'm currently secretary and sit in the committee of the business club, and I was surprised at the amount of international involvement in the club, and I've actually through that been allowed to meet, lots and lots of international students, and I think that's very important to actually look at the clubs and societies which appeal to international students, see what they are, and then pick up on them.